Time now for the Women's Open final between Michelle Gilman of Ontario, Oregon, and Tony Bevelock of, well, take your pick. She lists Dunmore, Pennsylvania, and Phoenix, Arizona as places that she has been. Actually, her home residence is Phoenix, but she went to high school in Pennsylvania and Memphis State. The way they got here, as you can see, Gilman, straight games winner over Green, and the same for Bevelock in her last match. So this one should be interesting. The number 4 seed Gilman against the number 7 seed Bevelock, Steve.
Excellent players. Even if Michelle is only 17, she's really a veteran of a lot of racquetball years and has been very successful in the juniors. And Tony has played exceptional racquetball and been on the Memphis State team and done very well there, and has always done well in this tournament. So it should be some very excellent racquetball.
They are very experienced. There you see, Tony, interesting point, 2-time intercollegiate national champ for Memphis State. There are more and more schools with racquetball as an intercollegiate sport now, Steve?
Yeah, there are. They're adding all the time, and it's a great place for young people in college to learn to play the sport properly. And a lot more of the colleges are picking up on scholarships, and excellent growth in collegiate racquetball in the United States.
Michelle Gilman will serve first.
Tough shot right off the bat. Good serve. She actually had a good serve here, and it was a good return.
Games to 15, first 2 games, and then a tiebreaker, if needed, goes to 11. Only the server scores.
Tough shot. That ball skipped in. Looked like it was good. Ball skipped in just a little bit too low. He's a great shot, a little bit higher up.
Right in the corner where it was not returnable. And so it's a change of serve. That one skipped.
Good Z serve.
Let's explain a Z serve.
Z serve goes into that front corner, comes out and hits the front sidewall, and then it kicks back into the opposite corner.
The shape of a Z.
Yep, exactly like the letter Z. Kicks into the back corners of the court and hopefully causes a difficult return. Both a little nervous here as they get accustomed to this championship match. Good pinch, good pinch. She had Michelle in the back left corner, and she pinched the front left corner. Excellent shot, good strategy.
Michelle is a big 5'11", 140-pound player. And she scooped that one off the ground first before it hit the wall, so. Tony Bevelock serving. 3-1.
Great serve.
And nope, that one doesn't go. They weren't, Tony served before checking to see whether the receiver was ready.
Great shot. Slid her body right into Michelle, created a lane down the right wall, and hit it right down the right shaft.
Play to Tony's backhand. Take a look at the...
Great shot right there.
Replay there, and you take a look at it. All right, we're just about set to resume action now after that. Replay. Tony Bevelock serving. Tony, 22 years old.
That's a television
marketing major.
Yes. That's a TV. Thanks.
Hinder ball came back too close to the original hitter. The receiver in the back couldn't see the ball, so they play it again as a hinder ball.
Play the whole point over.
Here's a nice shot, nice sidewall pin shot that died in front of Tony.
Michelle said before the match that she wants to play to Tony's backhand. Other than that, play her own game. They've played before.
It's a great shot, great shot. She drove the ball cross court by Michelle before she could get out of the service box.
Ran into the wall there that time. Couldn't get a good return. Michelle has defeated Tony before. She had to go to Bolivia to do it.
Right.
So.
Right. I call timeout. I think Michelle's got the first timeout.
So she'll call a timeout as she's trailing on the scoreboard heavily here. 7-1. Bevelock continues to keep loose. And we'll take a break and be right back. About to resume action at the Echelon U.S. National Racquetball Championships, the Women's Open Division. One of several divisions that were competed here. Of course, this is the top level for the women. She wanted a hinder or something on that. She's not going to get it from the official, I don't think. Let's see. What do you think,
She's feeling
Steve?
that she really didn't quite have enough room to hit the shot. And on the replay, and to hear Michelle hustle to get out of the way. And it's always a tough call. It was a great replay on there.
But it was only the follow-through, really. She'd already hit the ball.
Michelle's really gotten out of the way, but sometimes in there, it's a great shot right there. Good shot. Tony's playing really aggressively. She's really fired up, and especially in this one, both players are so strong. You want to get that early momentum and hold it, and Tony definitely has gained it. A good return right there, a sidewall pinch.
7-1, or technically 1-7 now with Gilman serving.
Both the gals have tremendous velocity on their shot. They have very good technique. They bend and extend that forehand, and a little aggressive on that, a little bit low. She only needs a couple to get back into this thing, to get kind of in the swing of the match.
Well, she had a shot, couldn't get it down. There you see the score. 7-2, Bevelock serving.
Tough shot.
And it's 8.
Good serve. Oh, kicked right back into center court. Drove the ball right back past where Michelle had come from.
So have a side out after that one off the wall. And it is 2-8 with Gilman serving. Ontario, Oregon, 17 years old.
Just a little bit short. Just needs to probably move that ball up an inch or two on the wall to get it to carry over that 20-foot short line. It's a great serve right there. It's a wonderful shot. Ball's hit about a foot high up and down the right wall. Right on the replay, excellent. Ball dies behind Michelle, excellent. It's a wonderful kill also off the back wall. I think they called it a skip ball, and one of the linesmen upheld the call and one
Did not. I think they have to be unanimous, don't they? If it's
good shot. Excellent shot.
Bevelock has really been on her game. 5'3½", 120 pounds. Graduated from high school in '83. We have another discussion.
I miscalled the score.
He just miscalled the score. It's
9 serves.
the referee up top announces the score to the competitors. There's also a scoreboard above us on the wall.
Just skipped in. Good shot. Tony's really playing well because she's serving well, creating left-up shots, and really jumping in a lot of those opportunities and rescoring. So as far as I think her game plan is concerned, she's executing it very nicely. There's the first real good low drive serve that Michelle's got back into the left corner, and caused a skip return.
She's involved, speaking of Tony, in a couple of things which would contribute to your overall conditioning racquetball. She's involved in weights and sprinting, so she runs and she lifts, and that strength pays off with some of the power in her shots. That's skip.
Too low.
Here the official in the background, skip ball. That means it hit the court before the wall. It can hit a sidewall or a ceiling before the back wall, but it cannot hit the court.
Great shot. Actually, a very well-placed low drive serve and a tremendous stretch over and a kill down that right wall. This picture is such a... low drive serve, a little bit short. So kind of a second serve she comes with. Kind of a half lob down that forehand side. Tough to pick it off the glass. Here's a great forehand from the back of the court. Great shot.
Use the power. Holds on to her service.
Both the gals have excellent power in both their forehand and their backhand.
5-9.
Good swings.
Second serve. This game, of course, to 15.
Here's an offensive opportunity. Great shot by Tony in the center of the court. Notice how she backed up on that ball a little bit, gave her a little bit of time, had the right line, and hit it nicely.
Strong forehand, got it down there.
Great shot.
That was the very tail end after the shot was made. This is Tony Bevelock.
A little too low.
Hit the court just a little early. Women's U.S. Open Finals. More than 9 million amateur racquetball players in the United States now. That's a jump of, well, from maybe 50,000 18 years ago in 1970 when things got really started, 69-70.
Offensive opportunity. Good cross-court pass. That was good in that the players want to mix in. For the viewers watching, you want to mix in your down the lines and your cross courts and your pinches. There's a nice opportunity of cross court and then mixing in a nice pinch to complement the cross court. Tony's strong, hitting that ball great.
There you see the score, and Bevelock with the 9 is serving. Backhand serve doesn't go, so her second serve will just take the easy lob. Michelle, of course, powerful, but she's got to use quickness to get to some of them. But Bevelock may have a little advantage there with quickness. Banged it. 10-6. It is 11-6.
Shut. Nice shot. That's a great shot.
12-6.
Great shot. Backed up in center court a little bit, hit her pinned and hit it down the right wall. It's excellent. Tony's playing really strong.
We've got a timeout while we got a break. Here we see a replay.
It's a good replay. Good service motion right there. She makes really low contact. She backs up a little bit. Good swing. Now she backs up in the center of the court, hits for an open stance right down the right wall. Excellent shot.
Winning the point, and now with a healthy 12-6 lead here. Second timeout called by Michelle Gilman, who, in addition to her racquetball, does a lot. Water skis, hikes, hunts, plays tennis, volleyball, fishes, anything outdoors, and of course racquetball, one of your more noted indoor sports. All at the age of 17. Very well-rounded, but right now she's on the wrong end of the scoreboard.
2 timeouts.
We have 1 timeout left. Ms. Bevelock, we have all 3. Time is in.
You heard the timeout situation from up top.
Good low drive service, putting a lot of pressure on Michelle and causing some skips and some left up balls.
2 more points. And we have a side out. As in volleyball, side out. Only the offensive player, in this case, Michelle Gilman, can score. She trails 6-13. But we sided out the other way. Now back 2 points away is Bevelock.
Good shot. The ball caught the right wall a little bit, and sometimes it catches the right wall, then it hits the front and slides back down the right wall. Here's some good technique right there. Drives through with the elbow. Good shot. She's fired up. She needs 1 to get this game.
14, serve 6.
All right, here it is. This could be it.
That is a tough backhand. That is a tremendous force on that shot. And she steps over and drives that ball back down the left wall.
14.
So Gilman stays alive. 6-14.
Tough ace. Moved over a little bit to the left wall and cracked it out on the left wall. Excellent low drive.
7, serves 14.
7-14.
Actually, I've been moving over to the left wall a little bit. It's improved her accuracy on the low drive a little bit. Maybe she get a little bit momentum going here.
Well, yeah, she went back to the forehand. Now, the point I was about to make was that she said before the game, Michelle did, that she wanted to play to Tony's backhand. Well, she was when she was serving that direction, and the last one that she surrendered the serve on, she'd gone to the forehand again.
That's it. Nice reverse pinch into the left corner. Good shot. Game 1 for Tony Bevelock.
So Bevelock wins the first game, and we'll be back with game number 2 of the Women's Open Finals from the U.S. National Racquetball Championships from Houston, Texas, in a moment. Yeah. I hear you. What? Now in Houston, Chicago's world-famous deep dish pizza at Pizzeria Uno Restaurant and Bar, located at 7531 Westheimer near Hillcroft. Pizzeria Uno is just minutes from the Galleria. You'll enjoy gourmet deep dish pizza piled high with the freshest of ingredients and other specialties like tender chicken breast, home-style soups, outrageous salads, sandwiches, and desserts. Pizzeria Uno, one of our local sponsors, helping you see the action as we get the second game about to get underway here in the Women's Open. Taking some final warm-up shots here as we get set to resume action.
Okay, from that last game, it shows Tony with 15 kill shots and Michelle 9. The aces were pretty even, unforced errors were pretty even, but Tony's ability to put the ball down in that first game got her a significant advantage, and she'll obviously try to keep that momentum and carry it straight through for the second game.
She's, of course, serving first, as you saw.
Yes. Shot was good.
Shot was good.
I call the shot good. I call the shot good. That call is appealed. What's the other line judge say?
I don't know whether we'll be able to tell. I think we're.
It's a point.
It is a point.
The call was a good shot by Michelle, and both linesmen overturned the referee and thought it skipped. So therefore it.
Second serve.
Yeah, here's enough.
Oops.
Good shot. Tony's very alert, really staying on top of the ball. Is really ready for every one of those left-up shots off Michelle's racket.
Michelle, 15 state titles, 10 regional titles. Here's the play again, the last one. That was one of those situations, had Michelle been able to hit the ball, she was not going to be able to return the next one because she was down on the court. Her dad, Larry Ray Gilman, and John Eggerman, who won the junior national and adult national titles at 17, are considered to be, by Michelle, her most influential coaches in this sport. Second serve here by Tony Bevelock, leading.
Great shot, flat winner.
Skip ball. Point.
Point to Bevelock on the skip.
4-0.
4-0 here in the second. Each of these ladies got here by winning straight game matches, but right now the major advantage is going to Bevelock, although she has lost service.
Michelle's going to have to get some immediate momentum here, too. That's a good way to start it with a crack ace along the left wall.
Again,
actually, her accuracy when she moves over there is improved quite a bit, so she may be sticking right to that serve for a
Pencil, please. Pencil.
couple more rallies.
I think we have a delay here because the judge dropped his pencil. He is high above the court. Either dropped it or the lead broke, and you heard him yelling for a pencil.
Actually, both the players are playing both aggressively. Tony is just probably more accurate aggressively, which is causing Michelle to miss. And she's got to see if she can hone in a little bit, but this is her first time in the final, so obviously she's probably a little bit nervous and a little tight on a few of those shots.
She skipped it. She had a good spot to
good
go with
opportunity.
that
She
ball.
needed that one. It was a good center court. She created a left-up shot just like she wanted to, and she had a line to hit, just skipped it in.
Another point for Bevelock. Another question on the call by Tony.
Called serve short. That call's appealed.
Replay that serve to see if it was good.
Yeah, we didn't get a shot of it.
Play 2 serves, please.
It was overturned.
She had a racket on it. Replay it, please. 5 serves, 1.
One thing you can say about Tony is she's definitely out to win, isn't she?
Short serve. Second serve.
This is her second serve. There's the score. It is 1-5. Gilman
called a screen serve on that ball, so therefore you're going to lose your first serve and come with a second serve.
That is simply serving it and having it come back too close to your own body where the opponent can't see the ball.
Great shot. Tony's very much on her game. She's very accurate. She's missed a couple, but she has made a high percent of her shots. And she's right in that low zone, putting a lot of pressure on Michelle, and playing some very sound racquetball in this championship. That's a great shot. You don't have to hit a great accurate shot into the corner as long as you place the ball away from your opponent. And she had Michelle in the back left corner and pinched that front left corner, exactly what you'd like to do.
This is the second serve.
It's a tough kill shot right there. Well, she definitely needs to change this momentum around because this thing is getting too much in Bevelock's favor to suit Michelle. Here's a scoring opportunity.
Skipped it. That's the second or third time she's had real scoring opportunities in that right corner. Now the
Skip ball, that call is appealed.
call has been appealed.
What's the other line judge say? Call stands, side out.
Call stands, so it's a skip.
Serve
6-1.
It's a great motion right here. You'll see a low drive serve. She pushes off with those legs. She extends and snaps her arm. Good center court shot right there. Ball was left up by Tony, and Michelle pinched that ball into the front right corner. Good for viewers to watch. They should be starting to play off of their opponent's left up shots rather than trying to play off their winners. There's a left up shot right down the wall. Exactly right. So many players play off of winners, whereas you've got to start to feel and believe that 65 to 70% of the rallies are going to create low shots, are going to create a left up shot. And that's what the defender wants to play off of. Those last couple examples really cemented that thought in. Very nice again. Very good strategy shots. Michelle had Tony in the back right corner. Ball came to her in her forehand, and she pinched it using the right wall, pinching it away from Tony.
Screen.
All right, there you heard it again. It's a screen shot, so it'll be second serve.
That's great. Very aggressive return right there, trying to push that overhead past her on the left side. She got it by her before Michelle could get out of the service box. There's a nice replay of that shot. Low on the front wall. Michelle tries to reach and stretch for it. Can't quite get it. Great shot for Tony.
Meanwhile, back to live action. An outstretched reach by Michelle Gilman, and she couldn't get to the ball, so the point goes back to Tony at 7-3.
Excellent re-kill down the right wall.
I called service good. That call is
She
appealed.
forced her to stretch out to that back corner, left it up in the center of the court, and really restuck a great low zone shot for the kill.
Timeout call. This will be the third timeout for Michelle. That's all she has. I think it's her third, isn't it not? In any event.
First timeout.
Her first timeout, okay. Meanwhile, Bevelock continues to work on it. Steve Strandemo, who of course is with us here, a veteran of the racquetball wars, an author, videotape on instruction, and of course the academy itself in California keeps you very busy.
It's fun to show the players, because so many players, including myself, before I really became educated in it, pick up on a few fundamentals that take them to a certain level, but then kind of limit their growth. And it's fun to show them some of the, like we've been talking about the left up shots and the the positionings and the strategic moves and things like that. And it's fun to show people that. It really opens their eyes up to the game, and they get a great and new appreciation for the game. Plus, it improves their level of play.
All of that, of course, included in the pages or on the tapes, of which you have been seeing some informational messages brought to you throughout the course of this tournament, but we wanted to make a mention of it again. The one question in dispute here with a moment ago was her feet were on the line when she served. She disputed that one, but that was what the call was originally while we were talking about the instructional. Rack it up means hold it. I'm not quite ready. Here we go. Side out again. Tony 10-3 on the scoreboard. This is the second game. She won the first one.
Side out.
And we'll side out again. It's still 3-10. Gilman serving. Second game.
Short serve. I call service short.
Second serve. You know, Steve, really we talk about quite often tennis when it's shown how tough it is to officiate the lines. The ball normally isn't moving as quickly as it is in racquetball, and it's sometimes pretty tough to officiate.
It's so tough. Even that last ball that she was questioning to see if that ball skipped in on the serve, and it's so hard because even all the lines people are seeing it from eye level, where the actual ball is taking place right next to the floor. So it is a most difficult game to call, both from serving standpoint and also for skip balls and kill shots.
Yes.
That's a great sidewall shot off a left up shot. It's going to be tough for Michelle here because Tony has such momentum going for her. She's going to have to start a run here pretty soon because Tony only needs 5 more to close this match out for the women's championship.
We've had a dearth of offensive scoring here for a while. That's why we've been stuck at 10-3.
Second serve.
She's trying to get honed in on that low drive to the left corner and just can't quite find her range on the front wall.
Side out.
And Tony is aggressive serving on the return and is really accurate in this aggressiveness. She's going to be tough to stop here. That's a great shot right there. Pushes her to the right side. Ball comes back to the left side. She hits it down that left wall.
Scores 11.
Right down into that left corner. That's a great shot. Excellent strategy. Excellent racquetball.
11-3. That serve was called short.
Second serve. Side out.
There was a boomer. Side out.
Michelle's frustrated that a lot of the shots that she wants to go in just aren't quite finding their range today. It's a great serve right there. That's one of the low drives that got between. If you want to keep a low drive from coming off the back wall, you'd like to have it land exactly where it did between the 20 and 25 foot area.
4-11. Short serve.
That was a great return. He called it short.
That call is appealed.
And a call.
So it negated a great return by Tony.
I call it another turn. Two serves.
I think short held up again.
Play 2 serves. 4 serves, 11.
4-11. Server points first, as in tennis.
Side out.
And the side
Tony's
out.
awfully strong today. She's coming off. She's mixing down the lines cross courts and her pinches in. Playing fine racquetball.
Serves 4.
That was a great shot.
12.
Length of the court, perfectly placed. Side out again.
When the players are so strong and you get a good lead in the first game and you carry it, You'd love to keep that momentum going into the second game. And it's always tough to do, and Tony has done just a great job of that today. There was a good shot. Michelle had her on the left side, had a good center court shot, and hit a nice forehand down the right wall.
5, serve 12. Hold it. You started on the 3-foot line.
Another line violation.
You were standing on the line. Second serve.
She's not close to it now, the second serve.
Hold it.
Player hinder. The player came in. Tony came across the play a little bit limited. Michelle shot at it, so they're going to replay it as a hinder.
Well, a little bit of a comeback here.
Score is Miss Gilman serving
6-11, but or 6-12, I think. The scoreboard here says 11.
Score is 6-12, isn't it?
I think it's 6-12. We have 6-12. And a timeout has been called by Tony. Again, kind of to regroup, maybe slow down the momentum.
Yeah, right now, I mean, she has the lead. She's only 3 points away from the championship. Michelle's had a couple points here, seemingly getting back in the groove just a little bit. And whenever you have access to 3 timeouts like the players do in the first 2 games, you want to stop any momentum right now. You know, stop Michelle, make her rethink this out a little bit. And it's a smart move from a veteran player like Tony Bevelock.
Strategic Racquetball is the name of the book we were talking about earlier, and Steve responsible for that. There's how you can get a copy of the book and video. $49.95, shipping included. 591 Box 591, Coronado, California 92118, or you can call 619-437-8770. And I happen to know that you have a machine on there when you don't have a human, because I have called that number. So you can get the proper information.
Here's a great view of a low drive serve. Excellent.
side out.
It's a really smart shot because it's so, on a ceiling ball like that, it's tough to bring that ball down and hit it as a kill. Tony's sitting back in the center of the court, playing off the left up shot because Michelle's on the left side. She's hitting it back down the right side. Great strategy.
Well put. 13-6, 2 points away from winning the U.S. Open Women's Championship.
Skip. Side out.
Yep, side out. So
Smart, though. She's staying aggressive. Staying aggressive. She just needs 2 points for the victory right now. Michelle's just got to really grind some points back out here and see if she can get back in this match.
And the side out. Well, earlier that shot setting up Tony for that backhand worked a couple of times, but
13 serves.
And even some of those serves are very well hit serves, and what's happening is there's just a better return hit.
Yes, side out.
side out again.
There's some flat winners being hit here.
6 serves. 13.
Michelle Gilman, though, on the short end of the score here, has 5 international titles at the Junior Orange Bowl, 2 world team titles.
Miss Gilman serves. Score is 7. Serves 13.
7-13, little delay here while the protective glasses, Tony Bevelock, readjust them.
It's a great move, slides right in there, kind of forces Michelle to kind of hold her position, then takes that shot right down that open right lane.
13 serves 7.
skipped in.
So you see the scoreboard.
Bevelock serves. 14, serve 7.
This could do it. 1 point for Tony Bevelock, and she is the champion.
Short.
Short. I heard a short. That was called.
Short.
I call service short. That call is appealed. Call stands. Second serve.
So a second serve. Skip. So it's a side out. The frustration building on Tony Bevelock. She's just 1 point away from winning it, but knows she can't win it yet.
Just skipped into the front wall. Had the shot, wanted that so bad. But she's playing so well that she's going to be tough to be denied today. She fights her way right back in. And that's really hurt Michelle. She's tried to low drive serve and create a left up shot, and Tony has re-killed balls by her before she gets out of the service box.
Match point again.
Great.
Oh, and that does it.
Great re-kill for the championship.
Tony Bevelock wins the 1988 U.S. National Championship in the Women's Open Division, winning it in consecutive games over Michelle Gilman, the number 7 seed over the number 4 seed here in Houston. And we'll be back with more activity from Houston, Texas in just a moment. Well, it's all over for the women this year. Tony Bevelock in straight games defeating Michelle Gilman. As you can see, she and others down on the court. Luc St. Onge will be making some presentations to Tony. And there you see the victor in this particular tournament. And the runner-up immediately to the right of the screen, that's Michelle Gilman.
The 4 ladies in the center of the court will be presented with their USA team shirts signifying that they have made the U.S. national team. Making the awards will be Luc St. Onge, Executive Director of the American Amateur Racquetball Association. The ladies are from left to right. Diane Green from Orlando, Florida. Lisa Anthony from Sacramento, California. Diane is the 4th place finisher in the U.S. Echelon U.S. National Singles. Receiving her award now, and also a sweatshirt for the U.S. National Team sweatshirt is Lisa Anthony of Sacramento. Luc St. Onge is making the 2nd place presentation to Michelle Gilman. Michelle is from Ontario, Oregon. Michelle Gilman and Diane Green currently are on the U.S. national team, and being congratulated for her 1st place win in the U.S. national singles is Tony Bevelock. Tony's from Phoenix, Arizona. Tony also is currently a U.S. national team member.
Well, Tony, the victor, of course, in this particular match, and Steve Strandebo wants to have a few words with the victor. Let's go down to Steve.
Long time waiting, but you came out. Let's talk about the match a little bit. You came out really strong. You wanted to be aggressive. I'm sure you wanted to put some momentum on her and force her to hit back, and very successful.
Yeah, I felt really good about the match. I felt good going into it. I wasn't as nervous as I'd been, and I just knew if I hit my shots and concentrated on the ball, that it would fall into place.
You did a good job. You kept the momentum going in the second game. Sometimes after the first game, you know, you lose a little bit. You kept the momentum strong. You finished it in 2. You played strong racquetball, and congratulations.
Thank you.